are live.
We are live.
Hello.
We are so happy to have Christine back. Yay!
Thanks.
Because
Wait, what are you
this
saying?
show needs is for blondes.
I love it.
Thank you for the reach out program, having a brunette. Speaking of hair, because everybody has beautiful hair today, but Kelly, you have to say, what did you do with it? It's adorable. I love it.
I know what you're talking about. I woke up like
Oh,
this.
God.
No, I didn't. Kind of, though. Can I just tell you, I have not washed my hair since a while. And I have this new flat iron that has a fan in it. So as you flat iron curl, it cools the curl.
What?
Wow.
I know.
What is
I
this
bought it.
called?
I bought it before the money ran out. And so now I'm like, I'm using this every day.
It's something
This
for
was
like
bought-
your menopause toolkit,
Yeah,
right?
right? It's like, this was bought with blood, sweat, and tears. I bite it with my comedy money. Back off.
The sweet comedy money, sweet.
Oh, comedy money
Listen.
is real money. Comedy
I
money.
bought a
comedy
1,000-piece
money-
puzzle with mine.
Yeah.
It's hard to
comedy
find.
money is sweet money.
It's sweet, sweet.
Did you
Comedy
know
money.
or-
Comedy money
Yeah.
kept us off the wick.
comedy money kept us off the pole.
Yeah.
And also weight limits. Thanks a lot, pole makers. How dare you?
Christine, do you have a new haircut too?
I did. I got it cut on Tuesday, and I got it highlighted again.
It
More,
looks fabulous.
I said I wanted it prostitute blonde, so I think she
Love
did.
it.
I think she did a good
You
job.
can charge more, right?
She did a good job. And
Catherine
I
Rose, did you hear that? Prostitute
Yes.
blonde.
Yes, I did.
mhm.
Oh,
Yep. I'm feeling
God, I
good.
love
Well, we had polls and now we have prostitutes, so there you go. We're covering them all.
There
I
we
think we're
go.
having a
Excellent.
theme here. We're having a
Like
theme.
a theme.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So Christine, tell us a bit about your drive-in show, that outdoors.
We did it. Well, yeah, it was last week, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was in Worcester.
3
and-
nights.
Yep, and it was at the Worcester Beer Garden.
Is it in cars or individuals?
It was actually individuals. I'm doing a car one like Kelly did. I'm doing a car one this Saturday coming up, where people will be in their cars. But this past weekend, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. They did it right. It was John Tobin and Ryan Cott and Norm Laviolette. They did it right. So it was for the Woo Ha Ha in Worcester, the club. And, everybody was 6 feet apart. The tables were separated. And they didn't
Was
have to
it
have the mask
inside or outside?
outside in a tent. Outside in a
Good.
tent. So
Oh, good.
it was good. It was they were very good. They had we each were given a little package of like mic condoms, to
Oh, wow. What a good
Yep.
idea.
Yeah.
yep, we had little microphone Jimmy hats. And that was a lot of fun. But it was great. There was 4 of us: Ben Bosinga, Jimmy Cash, me, and Corey Rodriguez.
Oh, great show. Great show.
Have you
Isn't it just
that's
fun
Jimmy
to be
Cash.
together,
What, honey?
Yeah.
Isn't it just fun to be together, to be with
Oh,
the
I
other
was so
comics?
happy, so happy
Yeah.
to be. And John Tobin was there, Ryan was there.
It's great.
It's so nice to be back. And speaking of now, Kelly and Kathe, do you guys know Jimmy Cash?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
Adorable.
What a nugget!
Yeah, he's really cute. And
Oh
he's
my
super funny.
God. I picked
Very
the wrong
funny.
day to get
Yeah.
rid of my. He's adorable. He is
He's
That's
so
what I
nice.
do, Christine, it's like you can't touch, but you can still look.
exactly. You better believe it, honey. You better believe it.
You
I
don't
mean,
buy something every time you go to TJ Maxx.
There you go. Perfect.
You should really put that on Facebook, like just a solid color in the back.
I can see-
Put it on a t-shirt.
I'm
I'm writing it down.
Yeah. Great.
Love it.
I
Love it.
lost another one.
That's very funny.
Oh, guess where I was this morning?
Where?
I had another tooth fall out.
Oh my gosh.
God,
Yeah. I think there's something wrong.
You do, don't you?
I do think there's something
Was it-
wrong.
Which one?
Was the other side or?
I'm gonna Google those symptoms.
Yes,
Please do.
this was the first one.
Yeah.
No,
Hot
one
two.
down here.
Bad bitch alert.
What are you saying?
Bad bitch alert.
Is that when your teeth fall out, Libby?
No,
Is that Libby? Yeah.
Oh, Libby just said I'm a bad bitch.
Oh my goodness.
You are. You are.
Mhm.
Bad bitch alert. Yeah, it's this. The bottom molar just like disintegrated. Like it's hollow. It's
Well,
hollow. It's
oh.
hollow like my. It's
Oh.
hollow like my organs. It's hollow.
Well, not all
Mary,
are
is there any age limit on putting a tooth under a pillow for the
I don't think
tooth
so.
fairy?
Good question, Jane.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you.
And have one of those like health benefit forms filled out too, right under it. So maybe you'll get your deductible back.
Excellent. Excellent. Or like you guys know what Don Gavin says, he's putting money under his pillow to try to get some teeth back.
Oh my God, is he funny?
Oh,
He's so
Love it.
funny.
the best.
I saw he was on a Kevin Flynn show. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was one Kelly was on. But you know what? I mean, he's older, right? He
Right.
could put down his pen and no, still writing, still pumping it
Yeah.
out.
He is
I so
so
admire
good.
that.
So good. And
Yeah.
so funny. And oh my God.
So
You're
the
on a show with him
the
coming up, right?
godfather or the grandfather of
The
comedy?
Godfather.
He's the godfather. He's the godfather of
Did
comedy.
he
But yeah,
start Ding Ho or something?
he started the Ding Ho, yep, with Lenny and Sweeney and all those guys,
Wow.
Tony. And he, I'm on a show with him, the 30th, 31st, and the 1st.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
live, outside.
Live with humans.
Live with humans.
Yes, under the big top.
Under the big
Blah, blah,
top.
blah. Now when I see a tent, like if I'm in my car and I see someone's put up a tent, I want to like pull in on two wheels and be like, hello, what do you do here? Allow me to do a type 5 for you.
Can I
Through
open
this
for
mask.
you?
I'd like to open for your prefix meal. Is that cool?
Admit, I was eyeing a beer garden I drove by the other day and they're like, yeah.
They're doing, the beer gardens are doing them, Jane.
Yeah.
They are.
I think it's a different comedian for this one. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, okay.
Like different, or just
well,
a
like they're
Or
low.
not Jean.
No, they need. Well,
different.
so Kelly and I are supposed to go down to Virginia. This is the craziest. I'm Kelly, I'm getting a little nervous now about it being indoors. What about you?
Same. Yeah. So we are supposed to go to Lynchburg, Virginia, and they're doing 2 shows now because they're going to have people meeting the
25%.
guidelines distance, right? So now we're doing 2 shows, and without even talking with each other, we were on an email. Jane and I were on an email with the booker and another comedian, and I was like opening the compose to write to Jane. Jane writes to me and goes, hey, well, I had already said I'm going to drive, so I'd like 2 nights hotel. And Jane wrote to me and was like, hey, I was like, I was already going to ask you because I don't want to fly. Like, there's no point in flying.
I just don't,
No.
I don't want to fly either. And I think our third comedian may back out because she's living in Portland now. She said she'd have to take a
Is
couple
she
of
really?
planes. Yeah.
Oh.
And she's loving it. She said people are
didn't know
really
she-
nice out
Oh,
here.
I
And they're
didn't know
like,
she moved to Portland.
I
Jocelyn,
didn't know she
right?
moved to Portland.
Oh,
So cool.
well, there was
Jocelyn.
a breakup involved, and then
Oh.
let's go to the West Coast, right?
I
So,
gotcha.
Let's break this down, right? What do you think happened?
but
Where is there a military on foot, like Handmaid's Tale? Let's go to Portland.
well, I'd go to the West Coast because Justin Timberlake's not coming out here.
That's fair.
another muffin. Or what do you call it?
You know what?
Nugget.
Nugget.
I like Christine's confidence after losing 2 teeth.
Yeah.
Like he's still.
I
Hey,
lost
Jack.
2 teeth, but I still got game, right, Christine?
I am a mess. I used to be
She didn't say she lost a tit. She lost a tooth.
Wow, someone's
Taking
bringing
it
the hair
in a new
and
direction.
the ass.
I have been relaxing all day, just gearing up for this 35 minutes. So
I did my weeding. I did an hour weeding. So
Ooh, lucky.
right,
that's good.
exactly.
I don't know if
I
told
did
you, last
a different
Friday,
kind of
yeah,
weeding.
Did I tell you? So I bought a power washer. Did I tell you that? I did. It's not together yet. I opened the box, but I haven't assembled
What
it.
are you gonna power wash?
I
Everything.
can't wait to thank you for asking. Nobody asked me. Everybody's like, "There, Mom, why are you getting a power washer?"
I want to know.
I tried to rent it, and they wouldn't rent it, and it was $100 less than the Hammaker Schlemmer one, which I've been eyeing for a year. I don't like light and
Hilarious.
green stuff and moss and seagull.
Mhm.
So,
I have one, and you gotta have your own. You gotta have your own.
I love it. We have one too. It's amazing.
I
Yeah,
mean, doesn't
It
it?
cleans everything.
But somebody's got to put it together. But then I'm all in for it. Oh, do we lose Miss Christine?
Christine went to go get hers. She's
I'm
like,
sorry, honey. No, you know what happened? Walgreens was calling my antibiotic
Oh.
is ready.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
hot tooth.
Do you feel all
Tooth.
right? Are
It's
you all right?
penicillin. It's penicillin for my tooth.
You know, I'll have to check my notes, but when I was teaching, one of the students I had did a whole bit about how his grandfather made his own teeth. And I'm gonna find, because I had like 37 follow-up questions for him, and I actually kept the notebook. So I'm gonna find out more about it. Maybe we could do that as a 4 o'clock thing. We could
Oh
make.
my god. Maybe we could have the grandfather as a guest, do a little DIY.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still with us, but maybe.
Oh, that would be
We
great.
could go to the
That would
cemetery.
Yes, we
Also,
could.
do we want that guy up fronting us? We can figure it out ourselves. I
We could.
mean,
Yeah,
have power washers.
we Jane,
Well, I remember when I was a boy and we were doing reenactment. It was shortly after the Civil War.
They weren't even doing reenactments. They were doing the Civil War.
When the Civil War.
As a boy, we used to go to the beach, but we didn't pick up shells. We picked up stones, smooth stones to
We
make
were
our
picking up
teeth out of.
yeah. When I was a kid,
It gave a whole new meaning to trout mouth. My dad
What
has
trout mouth
dentures.
is.
My dad has dentures in the top and then a plate in the bottom, I guess is what they call it. And he was sitting right before his stroke. He had a hell of a weekend. His tooth just
Oh, did they pop it out? I hate when they pop
just
it out.
fell out of his mouth. He was like, and he was, so I had to put it in a baggie and drive it to the dentist and be like, can you put this tooth back on these teeth? And then I guess
You
he
just had a
got 'em back.
baggie. You didn't have one of those like Playmates like coolers. At the
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
Stat.
If I still had him,
in
Christine,
here.
I'd lend him to you. Yeah, I know.
well keep, and if he loses another one, save it for me.
I will.
That would be fantastic. That
Well,
would
I'm
be
also glad your dad's doing okay.
Yeah, sorry, Kel.
back at you, honey.
He's good. He's good.
Back at
He's a
you.
tough old bird. This one.
We're all good until we're not, right?
Right.
Exactly.
What people don't realize is we're all on the exit ramp. It's just
Yeah.
This is
Exactly.
such an uplifting
in the hospital,
show. Probably
you're
like-
oh,
Yep, we're at yield right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't like to do bits on this show, but I do. I mean, it's like my joke says, we are all on an auto renewal until you're not. Like,
very good.
happy birthday. Oh, this is your last one.
I remember visiting my mom in the hospital, and it was this wonderful. The lady next door was Italian. I mean, in her semi-private room. And
Is that a thing? Like,
I'm sorry.
Can you be more
My
specific?
word retrieval is particularly slow. Anyway, so there was a guy in a wheelchair with a beret. Did I tell this story? A guy in a wheelchair with a beret. And I looked at him, you know, clearly his wife was slipping away. And I said, oh, sir, sometimes life sucks. And he looked up and he said, sometimes. Wise.
we go back to the Italian thing? I'm
Yeah.
confused. Is this like a 23andMe thing? I'm not sure.
That's a city girl expression. Italian.
Italian.
Well, it's like when you say Indian.
Nope,
That's
never said that.
No, you don't say that.
I don't think we're supposed to say that.
You don't
That's
say
not.
that. Good.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
I think you
I'm
meant
so in
Indian.
the doghouse. I'm in the doghouse.
nope. Nobody said that. Oh my God.
Here, it's okay.
I
Anything
think
else
this would be
going
good.
on? What, catch up? So Kathe, anything else, or Christine or Cal?
Michael,
I wanted to do a little redemption from last week when I gave you guys my killer bits and they fell flat. I want to thank all of you for that. That took a bottle and a half of Chardonnay. But I'll tell you, what happened was I picked myself up, I hydrated, and then I went back to the drawing board. And here's what I've come up with.
Okay.
As many of you know, I have my own Etsy shop. It's called Go Cork Yourself, where I take my recycled wine corks and my love for true crime and my unused art degree, and I paint portraits of the wrongfully convicted. This is actually a guy who was guilty. This is Scott Peterson, and I got him wrong. But what I do have now is I have a new collection on Go Cork Yourself, and it's our inner critic cork. You
Is
see,
that great? I love that.
mental health experts tell us that we should name our inner critic, and that way we can separate our thoughts from their thoughts. I went one step further and I made a cork person out of it. This one's mine. His name's Inner Critic Carl. And the great thing about Carl is that, you know, when you're wanting to have a meltdown, but you just don't have the time, I want a meltdown right now, but I've got to get to the market. Who cares? Bring Carl with you. Do it in the car.
That's great. Yay!
Not done yet, but it's a lot better than last week.
Oh, no,
I have some questions. Is that Scott Peterson cork just the Brendan Dassey cork with a new haircut and goatee?
Love it.
How dare you? How dare you?
Ah,
Now, this doesn't really look like Scott, but this was Scott when he was, as
Oh,
you know,
that
when you're
looks-
on murder, you
Yes,
can't.
he was on the
see.
run.
Right. This is when he's been in prison. This is prison Scott.
yeah,
Oh.
that's not
see.
when he
Not
tries.
pretty boy, Scott.
No, not when he bleaches his hair and he tries to hide in plain
Right.
sight.
Right. And he put
That's fair.
in his prison wallet.
Right.
You know, in the true crime mode, I was saving this question for next week, but what would any of you do if you saw someone being mugged?
I'd probably away.
Well, who are they?
Yeah.
Put it in context. Is it your nemesis? If it's your nemesis, I'm taking out my phone and I'm videotaping it.
Yeah. I'd run.
I think if there was just one other person, I'd go over and kick them to get off the person, and then I would run away.
That's good to know.
Well,
Good to know.
Yeah,
What do you
are
think?
they armed? Do they have a gun or a
no,
knife?
no, this is a straight mugging.
Oh,
This is an unassisted mugging. This is no knives, no guns. Just they're trying to get a wallet
oh,
from an old lady.
oh.
Well, see,
Oh,
I
If
have
it's
to
old
tell you,
lady, you gotta go in. Right?
You got to go in.
anytime I
Gotta
see a
win.
scenario of like injustice, I first think, is this one of those NBC what would you do things,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
right.
I'm not gonna do what I normally would do, which is just stand there and talk to other people while it's
And
happening.
videotape it.
Mouth agaw.
Right.
Are you all right? Don't take out your phone because then the mugger will see that you have a better phone than the old lady because she probably
the
has a flip phone. And once he
Very
sees
good
that, he's
point.
gonna be pissed.
Very good point.
But
That's
when
a
you've
good
got
way.
your iPhone out, they're gonna be like, "Oh, come here."
Well done.
Yeah.
I heard once a good piece of advice is that you try to befriend the person. So you're kind of on their side, not like, hey, let's go grab Starbucks, but more of like, hey, you better get out of here. The cops already called. You're going to get caught. Just drop that and go. Just go. You know, that way they're, thinking like you're on their side.
Yeah.
You know what I've
Yeah.
used is when I was semi-arrested, I said, my father's an FBI agent, please don't.
Okay,
Go. Good.
can we back up? Look at
I mean, we have to ask.
semi-arrested, Jane. Why are you giving us these dating questions when you have been semi-arrested?
I know when I was semi-arrested. Let's talk about our heroes. No, we are. Kat, could you please put Jane in the speaker spotlight pin until she tells us the story? Thank you.
No.
There she is.
I actually have 2 semi-arrested stories, but
I mean,
I
can we
think
have a? I'd
Dude,
like
I
to
think
say
I
a
have a
what the
weekly
fuck
show.
moment.
the one will suffice. I was going to visit my freshman year boyfriend in LA. I was coming back from Peru to Mexico. I'd been on a bus 24 hours.
It was a drug cartel.
I have drugs in my asshole.
That's why they call me Jane Mule Condon. No, anyway. So I'd been awake
Mule.
for 24 hours.
That's your mafia name, Jane the Mule.
Jane the Mule. Anyway, I didn't have my best judgment because I'd been awake for 24 hours, fending off, how do you say, wandering hands, you know? Huh. I mean, I want to say save that for the attractive ladies. Really, come on. How desperate are you? But
I'm sorry.
There's a lid to
I'm sorry.
every
I have
pot.
another question. Wandering hands. I wish I had my little hands right now. Oh, that would be a good fit.
I was on a bus basically with pigs and chickens and a few people. And it was a long
Are
bus.
you, Jane?
It was-
Why don't you tell stories on stage?
This sounds like a Ben Stiller movie.
It really does.
But then the men on the bus had like wandering hands. I don't like to think of them as,
No, thank
I
you.
was sexually harassed, yeah. But we didn't have a
Oh.
word for it back then. They just had wandering hands. And, you know, they all wanted me to sit with them.
Oh my God.
Cut to the
okay.
story. I went too far back. Okay. So we get to the border at Tijuana and I didn't realize that Los Angeles wasn't right at the border. I hadn't really looked at a map. So as we did back then, I got out on a highway and I just started hitchhiking. But what I didn't know that San Diego was separating me from Los Angeles. So, but I figured a highway is going to get me wherever I'm going. And, you know, I can't walk. There's another big city. And okay. So I put out my thumb and
Kathy's taking note.
unfortunately, I was standing in front of a sign that said no hitchhiking, but
Hmm.
I hadn't seen it. You know,
Oh. Maybe it was
Well,
with
yeah.
your map.
so I think, what did you say?
I said maybe it was with your map.
Anyway,
Maybe one of the wandering hands took it.
Yeah.
so the
Take her map.
a state trooper unfortunately came on the highway. So I think he felt he had to because it was pretty flagrant. I honestly didn't see the sign. My vision had deteriorated over the summer. I just didn't see the sign. So
It's an awfully long.
I'm sorry. Let's go
Can
back.
I just say, if this was my story, I would make it so much cooler. Wandering hands, and I didn't see the sign.
It's like you're leaving out stuff. My sight had dwindled over the summer because I was
Right,
And the bus
And
driver
then-
named El Chapo.
yes.
right.
But
My best friend
anyway,
and
it wasn't very cool to show up at my boyfriend's house in a state trooper's car. Okay, that doesn't make a good impression on the mother. I learned. And
Woo!
I said to him, how did they do? Okay, I
I'm
said,
here.
please don't arrest me. This led to the semi-arrest because my dad was the FBI and he would kill me. And I neglected to say to the man, he had died about 10 years earlier, but he was I said he was with the FBI. I mean, literally.
You gotta use that card. You gotta use it. You gotta use it.
But anyway, he dropped me off. And then my boyfriend's mother decided she didn't like me you know, because you show up in a state
Why?
Right.
car.
Yeah.
And maybe the accent, maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I'm sure it was the accent.
The eye patch, all sorts of stuff.
the iPad. I had like a Peter Pan
Mule.
hat on. This was like my hippie days.
The Coke in my ass.
Did you say you because of the hat you had on?
It was like a hippie. It's like a Peter Pan hat.
Oh,
I
well,
thought
there you go. That's why. Yeah.
Well, that explains why there were wandering hands. Meow.
meow.
To quote Christine Hurley.
God, if I was semi-arrested, I would be dropping that in every conversation. My
I
hygienic
believe.
story. Are you kidding?
But then the mom came out first and I said, please don't tell my parents because my mother would kill me. And she decided right then and there she didn't like me because I'm a liar. I said, could you help me at some point go down to the police station because I need to like talk to them about this. I guess I did get a ticket. So that's the arrest part of the semi-arrest.
That's interesting because I thought you got out of the car and said, I won't grow up. I won't grow up. I want to be a man. I don't want to be a man. Of
No, I was Peter Pan in high school. It goes all the way back.
course you were.
And she went in and she's like, what are you guys, Italian here? This is great. Where can I lay my hat?
Okay,
Uh,
that's it.
thanks,
I'm done.
fellas.
Let's go back to the mugging.
I
Well,
think we're
Make
at
a
time.
person of you in a jumpsuit.
Oh, I've been in a jumpsuit with Sherry Davy. She made us wear the
Yeah.
jumpsuit.
Yeah.
They said DOJ on them.
Oh.
Yeah. And then she told you this story. I'm not going to name the comedian, but the other comedian was out back during her thing. And so all the
Playing a
jumpsuits
harmonica.
I
smelled.
think so. I think she lost a tooth too. Good job.
She was toking or something. Anyway,
Wait a minute, Jane. Were you on tour with a toker, a joker, a midnight toker?
Were there wandering hands?
It was Italian.
Look at all the tie backs.
this is the most tagged joke that ever. I
I
don't want to be
mean-
the stem of the joke anymore.
You did it to yourself.
I did. I will
If we
never.
were in a musical right now, we'd be going back to I won't grow up, and there'd be a flourish.
I can't even remember where I was.
I'm gonna resend what she sent us for the prep sheet and just put on, we're gonna start with Christine's lost tooth. Then we're gonna go into the whole thing with the menopause flat iron. Kathy's gonna try to do something to redeem herself, which isn't gonna work. I'm just gonna end with a drug mule story. What do you guys think? You think this will work? You think this is family
Does
friendly?
this feel right?
I feel like fella.
I also think the mom didn't like me because I was stealing the crown prince. You know,
Yeah, that was
The mom didn't like you because you showed up in a suspicious hat in a cop car.
smelling of mule and wandering hands.
So fresh from Tijuana.
Drop
So
ass like breadcrumbs.
self-awareness was not high on Janie Condon's skills.
I love how you think that's good because you were a liar.
Yeah. She felt ill of me, did she now?
And didn't
Which
my
part?
oh please, Kathy, I wish I had a dog. Okay, because I'm crying. I got okay. All right, we're gonna shift because we have 1 minute left. Or six.
I'm not gonna do
Or
it.
I have a question about the dog as well. But instead, did you hear Pickles got a new bath mat?
Why wasn't that on the prep sheet?
Pickles got a new bath mat, so he's married now.
Nobody follow my topics.
We tried.
We started off with what you're doing.
Okay,
I mean,
I don't know if I
comment
should
on
say-
that.
okay. I just want to the listening audience or viewing. I'm sorry, there's red around my eyes, but I'm crying so hard. The water. Anyway, I did
Pickles.
have on the Facebook notice that we were gonna each sing a few lines of a song, and the other ones would guess what the
Are we
song.
really sticking to the prep sheet now?
Oh, shut up. I'm trying to be a good host.
You're really committed.
Fine.
Hmm.
You got nothing, Christine? Have you got a song?
Um,
And we'll guess.
Oh, I really thought we weren't gonna do this.
I
Come on.
Let's dodge the bullet.
can't think. I didn't do my homework. I
That's all right. All right, Kathy.
We'll say
I'm
my
going to
homework.
close with Kelly.
No, I already sang once. Well, let's close with Kathe.
Oh, damn, I don't even sing it. I should have brought Jeff in.
Oh,
Uh,
His guitar.
all right, next week. Next week
Yeah.
we'll bring in Jeff. Okay, I've got 1 2-word song. I mean, it's just the first 2 words. So see if you can guess it. And again, poor boys told them out the words in 8th grade. So sorry. Well, at least I have your attention. Okay. So the first 2 words are, this is really bad with a bad voice. I rehearsed it too. Okay. This is going the way of the joke last year. Okay. All right. Oh, I can give more. Will always love you.
is it I Will Always Love You?
By Whitney Houston, because you watched the David Forrester documentary and told me
I
about it 2 weeks ago.
Get it from just the OI.
and
I love.
I have one too, and I'll give you the first 2.
Okay.
Dun-dun. There you go.
It's the Jaws music.
It's the Jaws theme. Yep.
We'll give everybody now. Let's make the Jaws. This is our way out. Okay, ready? If you do this, I'll let you go.
I was gonna say
Ready?
Milton and Jazz.
Catherine, are you doing it?
I am.
Lies.
Lead us in the Jaws music, Kelly.
Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna be the bigger boat. We'll see you all next Thursday. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all.